بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. بداية أحب أرحب في الجميع في محاضرة Applied Linguistics, which is معناها اللغويات التطبيقية. And since this is an English course, I would like to welcome you all to my Applied Linguistic course, which I hope, inshallah, in turn will turn into a fruitful course for you and for your endeavor or your career, your future career. My name is Dr. Abdullah Al-Mulhim. I have a PhD in TESOL from the University of Mississippi, and also I have a master's from West Virginia University, and of course I graduated from KFU, King Faisal University, also majoring in foreign languages. I will be, inshallah, teaching you applied linguistics, as you can see in the screen. Applied linguistics, when we say applied linguistics, we are referring to the linguistics that has relation to the profession of teaching and learning the language. So, inshallah, I will take you in a glance about the course and its contents, its objectives, and also the references and the course evaluation methods that I will be using with you. Before I start the glance, there are certain expectations that I would expect from my students. Inshallah, they follow up all the lectures that's going to be posted on the system. And also, I'm expecting that they attend the live lectures that will be hopefully arranged later on. To me, as an instructor of this course, I would always deal with my students as a student. I would always deal with my students as a students, meaning that you are all A students to me, unless you prove otherwise. On my part, من جانبي أنا, from my part, I will do my best to try to send all the messages across in a very simple way. I do understand that most of my students are Saudis, and probably Saudis, I would say, with a similar background. So I do expect that they have the same sort of process of learning second language. I do understand also that you are almost in the third year in your education at KFU. So I'm expecting that you are already, I wouldn't say 100% fluent in the language, but I would say that you understand what I'm trying to say. Please advise me if I am not clear, and also I will be, inshallah, sending you, or I'll be giving you my email. So please try as much as you can to write whatever you feel, so I can make sure that I am sending my messages across in a proper way that would make everybody, all students, understand what I'm trying to say. The word applied linguistics is not an easy term to define, but I will try to break it down into little points so it can get to you in I would say, in an easy format. I hope so. Let me take you again to a glance about the course, and I hope everything will be clear to you at the screens. The course content, as you can see in the screen, is going to be covering the main areas of applying linguistics knowledge, or linguistic knowledge, I should say, in specific professions. I would say it again, that applied linguistics covers the main areas of applying linguistic knowledge in specific professions, particularly teaching English and translation. So we'll be concentrating on those two main topics, which is teaching English and translation. Also, the course surveys areas such as error analysis and interlanguage. Now, when we talk about error analysis, we'll be explaining how, as English teachers, how do we use the errors made by second language learners, okay, that is stemmed off or stemmed out of their first language, and try to analyze it in order to use it in teaching students the second or / foreign language. Also, we'll be talking about the interlanguage. It's an interim system. Interlanguage, when we say interim system, we're talking about a system that is in between the first language and the second / foreign language. When I say second language, I'm referring to the second language that we are learning. When I say foreign language, you would know that it's a lugha ajnabiyya. Second language is a second language. There is a little difference. There is a huge difference actually between second and foreign language. But in our case, we are learning English as a foreign language. So we will be also talking about the interlanguage system and how it affects acquiring and learning the second language. Also, we'll be talking about language testing, since we since we are going to be probably teachers or in the profession of education in general. We will be needing the language testing. How do we test when it comes to language courses? And also the methods of evaluation in these tests or in these assessments, we shall call it. Also, we'll be talking about the learning and teaching, the applied linguistics and its relation to learning and teaching, and we'll inshallah elaborate more on that. Of course, not to mention the syllabus and curriculum design. This is a huge topic too. We'll hopefully inshallah cover that in a detailed, a semi-detailed aspect, and not to mention also the communication skills that we need when we are second or foreign language learners. In addition to that, the course will be discussing the approaches to first and second language acquisition and language planning. Now, when we talk about first and second language acquisitions, we're talking about the way we acquire. Now, when we say acquire, we're not saying we learn, okay? Acquisition is different from learning, and we'll talk more about that, hopefully, inshallah, in the next lectures or two. And also, inshallah, we'll be talking also about the language planning. Of course, when we say second language acquisition, we're talking about so many theories that tackle that, or those theories, and inshallah we'll be having a hands-on sort of examples on how to understand the theories of first and second language acquisition. Now let me take you to the course rationale. The department thought that the course is important to students, since it satisfies the need of knowing the possible applications of language studies. I'll repeat that again. It satisfies the need of knowing the possible applications of language studies. And it also prepares students for further study in different fields of language teaching and planning. Also, the course will be enabling students to develop different aspects of applied linguistics. These are the course rationales. Of course, this is not only the rationale behind it. There are so many other points that we'll be hopefully discussing and tackling during or throughout the course. The course objectives, as you can see now on the screen, is that by the end of the course, we hope, or I hope at least, that students should be able to demonstrate knowledge of the main areas of applied linguistics, Now, demonstrate knowledge of the main areas of applied linguistics. Now, when we talk about applied linguistics, there are so many aspects. We need you as students to demonstrate knowledge. That means you have knowledge about it. You have a good background about it. Also, we hope that the students would be showing an understanding of language learning and teaching and the whole spectrum about language learning and teaching. Also, we hope that students would be able to utilize specific language applications in areas such as teaching methodology, and we'll be talking about the teaching methodologies and the different schools that tackled methodologies in second language learning. Also, lesson planning, as you can see here, curriculum and syllabus design, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, language evaluation. Also, by the end of the course, we hope that students should demonstrate practical skills in applying different teaching methodologies. And there are so many methodologies that we'll be tackling, inshallah, among which are some of which are very old methodologies, and some of them are new methodologies, relatively speaking, of course. Now, examples of those methodologies would be grammar translation methodology, the communicative approach as a new approach, and inshallah I will be tackling all the types of methodologies with you later on in the course. Throughout the course, I'll be teaching you or using certain methods. The methods that we'll be using is lectures, like I'm doing now. Also, inshallah, there will be 3 live lectures, as I've understood from the organizers. So we'll be, inshallah, be given and taken about all the topics and aspects of the course. Also, handouts. Hopefully, I'll be handing you out, or at least posting in the system, some handouts, some helpful and useful handouts, so you can relate to and refer back to throughout the course. Also, we'll be having some hands-on testing techniques and assessment. Yani, there will be some practicums, there will be some practices on how to do test techniques and how to do assessment from all aspects. Also, we'll be having practical examples on curriculum and syllabus design. We'll be sort of touching upon the main ideas of curriculum and syllabus design, and also lesson planning. I'll be also using your feedback. Students' feedback would be a great help for me, so I can sort of understand what you are at, or what level are you at, what kind of problematic areas or what kind of problems you're encountering during the course, so I can sort of revive and try as much as you can, illustrate more and elaborate more on them so you can understand them fully. Also, among the teaching methods, I'll be using assignments, probably quizzes. I'm not quite sure that I'll be using quizzes, but I know that will be assignments that I will be assigning you to do as homeworks and everything, covering the areas that we're going to be covering, inshallah. The course evaluation, I think this is typical to all the courses, and as you can see now, that your attendance will be evaluated as 10% of the overall evaluation of the course. The participation also will be 10%. Assignments also will be 10%, and the final exam is going to be 70%. Now, I'll be talking about the textbooks and references. Now, I do understand that there is a difficulty getting some of those textbooks. Now, the main textbook that you can see here is the textbooks that I got from the university. Now, I might later on sort of decide or make certain changes, but for the time being, I would like you to dig really deep for those 2 books, the main two textbooks that you can see here. One is by Guy Cook, and it's called Applied Linguistics, and the Roy Davis is an introduction to applied linguistics. Also, there are so many so many references that you can relate to. I mean, the market is full of them, and I can assure you that you can use all types of second language acquisition or foreign language teaching and learning, and you will see a lot of sort of topics that is related to the content of our course. Also, we have a very important reference. I think this can go with you throughout your life, or your career life I should say, is a book by Douglas Brown, and it's called The Principles of Language Learning and Teaching. Also, there are some websites that you can see here that you can refer to. Those websites, I believe that they have so many topics, so many helpful topics to the students that they can read more and more about to be competent in the topics and the areas we're going to be teaching. I hopefully was clear about what I said earlier. Please, again, I do also call you to please let me know if you need anything, or if you feel that you don't understand the way that I'm speaking to you. Please, as much as you can, give me a feedback. Inshallah, by next semester, by next lecture, the next lecture, المحاضرة القادمة, I'll give you out the email, so we can get together, or we can communicate with each other through email. Also, as I understood from the organizers, that they will be giving me a cellular phone, a mobile phone for the course. They call it the mobile phone for the course, so we can stay in touch in case that you need any queries, any questions, any clarifications regarding the course or the content of the course, or the areas and the topics of the course that we'll be inshallah tackling throughout the course. I hope this is enough for the time being, and I hope that you have already got the main topics of the course, the gesture, the way we call it, هنقول زبدة الموضوع. And I will be definitely assessing you and assisting you all the way through. Consider me as a facilitator, a brother of yours, and I hope that will be a helpful instructor throughout the course, and wishing you inshallah the best, and wishing you success in your education, and hopefully inshallah this course will end up in a fruitful way to every one of you. Thank you so much, and I appreciate it. We'll see you inshallah next week.